Morning, guys. I wanted to kind of respond to a comment that was left in my Why Detransition video by a so called MF, which I kind of think I know who they are. There's one individual that has been trying to get involved in my life for a very long time now, so much so that they had to befriend my wife and has multi personalities inside their heads, um, and it shows with all the different personas they create online. Um, and I've heard this before from other people, that I need help, I need intervention, and so forth and so on. Um, I think what I do is actually pretty normal, and most people do it. They just don't announce it on the internet the way that I do. We change our mind often in life. We go through many different stages. We try to resolve, reflect. Sometimes we act out these reflections based on many different reasons. And I'm not going to blame anything or anyone or whatever. I mean, we all have our reasons, whether it's guilt, shame, trying to figure ourselves out. It's kind of like when you're getting ready to get dressed and you have two or three outfits that you have in mind, and you put one on and you don't like it, and then you put another one on and you don't like it, and sometimes it's hard to get out the door because you're trying to make up your mind what you're going to wear. Life is kind of like that too, and especially for individuals that have gender questioning. As an intersex human, I've done this all my life. I mean, it's not even before transition. I would get involved in a relationship, and I would be the so-called butchy one, and then another relationship, I would end up being the more passive one, and so forth and so on. I mean, it's life, people. Life comes with a lot of challenges and a lot of changing of our minds, acting it out. Sometimes people are too afraid to act things out, so they repress it, and then they get other issues and so forth and so on. At least I talk about my stuff. I do the things that I think in my mind, which is actually very healthy. Um, so, frankly, all you that think that I'm crazy, I don't care. Crazy people don't get a high honors and graduate at Phi Theta Epsilon and graduate with a 4.0 GPA and have their own business for years and have been successful for years and lead a normal life as I have. But you want to think what you want to think. I don't care. I mean, that's what trolls, are for. And frankly, you're entitled to your opinion. One of the things they said was that I end up doing everything for the toxic relationship that I have, and I guess they think that I have a toxic relationship with my wife. And I don't know about you, but if people are able to save their marriage as my wife and I have done, that's pretty you know something to be proud about, not something to be ashamed about. And toxic in the sense that, yeah, when we break up, seems very clear to me that neither one of us could handle the breakup, so we become like children throwing mud at each other and all sorts of stuff. People do this all the time, but they don't do it online, as Lynna and I have done. So, um, and then they're predicting that I'm going to go back to Jesus and blah, blah, blah. Listen, the only reason I even did that a couple of times was because I hadn't worked through all the shame and guilt that I was raised with as a Jehovah Witness. Then I got together with my wife, and she was raised heavy duty Pentecostal Christian, or, one of those heavy duty ones. I mean, she went to Bible college and was pretty much indoctrinated with this stuff and brought that into my life. So that kind of sparked old wounds from when I was younger, when my grandmother would, play on the whole, if you want to go to heaven, you can't do this, that, and the other. And they literally abuse a child's mind with that stuff, which no child should ever have to fear a God or be told that if they don't do certain things, they're going to go to hell. I mean, that's child abuse on every level. So all those old wounds resparked themselves when, I got together with my wife. And I had to play that through. I had to, we can't grow if we don't like literally navigate the waters that are murky and deal with the things that have affected us. And sometimes we deal with those things by playing them out. So I played them out pretty well, back and forth. I'm probably, like I said, and I'm the first to admit, I probably should be in the World Guinness Book record of the person who's detransitioned and retransitioned the most. But mind you, I didn't start that till 2015, and I transitioned in 2003. So, there were chains of events that happened in 2015 that led me to that. And again, I'm not going to blame anything. It had to happen the way that it did, because that's the only way we grow, we evolve, we see things for what they are when we play them through. And we literally live what's in our head and literally just navigate through these challenges. Some people choose to pay hundreds and thousands of dollars to sit in a therapy session or therapy sessions. I don't have much faith in the medical system, and that includes psychology. It's a relatively new ology, and it didn't come with flying recommendations when it first started. It was considered quackery. And, my opinion is that it is. Some people get helped dramatically by it, and that's okay. I think those people could have helped themselves. You could do things in life to improve your mental state. First of all, get enough sleep. Second of all, eat the right kind of foods, get sun. Learn to talk things through, because that's all you do when you go to therapy. You talk. So find a good friend you could talk to. Blog, vlog, do whatever it is, work through these issues. We have the capacity to do so. We've just been weakened and told by men in white lab coats that we can't do such a thing, and we have to do things their way, or we're told by our preacher or priest what to believe in or not, and they're disempowering you. So this person proceeds to say that I'm not equipped to give advice. Well, I'm equipped to give all the advice that I want to, based on my life experience. I'm a 57-year-old human who has lived through a lot, has gone through a lot, and I have a few things to say. You don't want to listen to it? You know what? Click and change the channel. That's as simple as that. So I'm not at all in any type of turmoil or shame for what I've done. I am very grateful that I had los cojones to do what I've done in life. Many of you don't have those cojones. Many of you are so afraid of your own shadow, you won't even walk out the door. Many of you are so afraid of making the wrong decisions that you make none and stay in the same status quo, bad relationship, or whatever it is. Many of you don't know how to fix a relationship that may be broken, but we as humans need to learn how to walk through the fire, learn how to deal with things. When you get married to someone, you make vows to death do us part, and you work it through and you do whatever it is that you have to do to make it work, because that's how it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to bail out. That's why we have so much divorce nowadays, because as soon as the fire gets a little hot and people don't get their way right away, they want to split up. Because they always think the grass is greener on the other side. And it's not. You make vows, you fell in love with that person for a reason. Rekindle it. Rekindle that love. And that's what Lynna and I have done. And we're better off for it. Everyone struggles, everyone disagrees. And that's the thing. This society nowadays, this generation, doesn't realize that disagreements make you grow. It's good for you. You're not always going to agree. But if you love that person, instead of wanting to let your ego and your mouth run, let your heart take over and understand and see that person's point of view, not just your own. So anyway, for the future trolls and people that will continue to repeat, rinse, repeat, you're worse than I am. It's like your words are so daunting and so repetitive. Yes, I've detransitioned. Yes, I've retransitioned. Yes, I was once a Christian. Now I'm not a Christian. And that's life. And I've changed my mind accordingly to how I feel I need to. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That makes for a healthy mind because that means I am not stuck on one path, that I'm capable, just like a palm tree. When the wind blows, that's what palm trees stay up versus other trees. You know, they sway. I sway with every bump in the road. All right, guys, be well. Take care. Catch you soon.